What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Podcast, episode 242. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And we're telling Griggs to step back from that ledge, my friend, with Adam.
This week we watched The Lethal Weapon.
Yes. It's been a minute, dude.
Oh, yeah.
But it's something that needed to happen.
I almost went with, and we're getting too old for this shit with Adam, but I figured that'd sound bad. That'd be like
this movie's as old as me.
Yeah,
Came out
right.
the same year. This movie is 34 years old.
And it is so good.
Yeah,
it holds up so well. Like it's everything that you wanted like an 80s film to be. Almost more so than Die Hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just that whole like the fucking buddy comedy thing, the fucking
that whole build up of those two.
jazz. Yeah.
Oh, the saxophone creeping
Yeah,
in.
dude.
Yeah.
Totally forgot there was a quote unquote song made for the movie.
Yeah.
I forgot the movie opened with a rack. Like, I mean,
I forgot about
as
that
soon as
too,
the credits, we see those 34-year-old little credits
80s
there, yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I was like, boobs. Okay.
Yeah.
We're getting started early. You know what I think it is, man, with these movies? Like, you know, we've been watching all these newer movies. We rarely go back this far.
Yeah.
And it's like, when you go back and watch a movie like this, you're like, man, they just
a
don't make
different
movies
time.
like this anymore. Like,
No. Definitely not.
Look at the cop car.
Oh,
Say
yeah.
no
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
If that cop car's square and box, you're in for a fucking good time. Or at least not a politically correct one.
Whoever cast this film, like whoever was like Danny Glover, Mel Gibson, like perfect. Absolutely perfect, dude. I couldn't imagine
the fucking chemistry.
it's so
Oh
good.
yeah.
Like it's crazy sometimes, and maybe it's because so much time has passed, but you realize that Danny Glover was Mel Gibson's Farley, dude.
Yeah.
Or the other way around, doesn't matter. But you realize why they went on to make sequels, dude. Like, it's just them.
Yeah.
Fuck the plot, fuck the writing. Just trying to get them two back on screen back and forth.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm looking at the credits here for Mel Gibson. So, of course, before, you know, you got fucking The Road Warrior. You know, you got all this stuff. Like, this was kind of the first time I saw Mel Gibson kind of playing this kind of playful. I mean, he's dark. You know, when he needs to be. But that's kind of the first time you see him playing that role.
Yeah.
Well, it's not.
You know what I mean?
Because like, I guess I would say, because once again, I watched the movie as a kid, but it's in that era where if it's, you know, I'm a kid, so didn't remember
You're
it
not really
completely,
paying attention
you know?
to how funny Mel Gibson is in this movie.
Yeah. And so,
with that feathered hair,
another thing that blew my mind was, and I know we've probably brought it up before because of his ties to Marvel, but Shane Black wrote this film.
Yeah.
Which I was like, we have these people in the new school that are fucking from this era where they make films like this. Like, you know, some of these writers / directors nowadays, when they make a movie, when they have to write it out and go through the process, they're probably laughing their ass off at imagine some of the scenes in newer movies that were probably written like an old school 90s film, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I can't fucking do that. So they just delete it, you know?
Well, Shane Black, dude, this was his first movie he ever wrote. Yeah.
Wow.
Put that on your fucking resume, on your
Yeah.
CV. You know?
He went on to write the rest of them too, right? Him and Richard
Yeah, he
Donner
did
worked together
2,
on.
3, and 4. Yep.
Yeah, and I mean,
And some of the TV series. He did the screenplay for the first episode.
okay,
I was telling Griffin earlier, the guy that worked with him, like it was his first script. So I think they had some guy that's unaccredited kind of, looked at it and was like, okay, this is like, to get it in the script layout.
yeah.
But it was the guy that wrote Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade, The Dead Zone, The Phantom. So they had some and he also worked on the other 2 and 3.
So was this the next major like franchise that Donner got behind? Like, was this his rebound from Superman?
I think it was.
I would think so. Yeah, yeah,
Because he left after Superman too, right?
yeah. Well, it's funny because like they did the same shit to Donner that they kind of did to Snyder.
Oh well, yeah.
I never sat down and thought about that, where it's like kind of this, it's different, but it's the same. Like I'm pretty sure Richard Donner left because he's like, you're fucking my movie up, you assholes. Like I want to make a fucking Superman movie, and then the other way around is like I'm making a Superman movie, and then they're like, yeah, but people are stupid and they don't like it. It's like, yeah.
Like I feel like there had to be a moment where either he was on the phone or in a board meeting where he slammed the desk and he's like, for crying out loud, I've got Christopher Reeve signed on to want to keep making these fucking movies like think about that. Like he wants to put that fucking blue and red spandex on,
So when you look at it here, so we did The Omen.
Yep.
Superman 1 and 2. He's uncredited
Great
for
movie.
2, and then a little bit later they released the Donner cut,
which is great.
And then right after that, dude, he did The Toy.
Great.
He did Lady Hawk,
which is amazing.
And then he directed The Goonies,
which is I mean
yeah. And then right after that goes right into Lethal Weapon, Scrooge, Lethal Weapon 2. I mean,
so this
Radio Fire, like.
So is this is post Goonies?
Yeah.
Yeah, Goonies is 85. This is 87.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit! So this was a sweet spot.
Yeah. Well, you can tell by watching this dude. This dude's a good filmmaker. Like.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the helicopter shit at the end it's 80s, bro.
Well, I mean, in terms of like the shot, like how the shot where like a vehicle's taking off, but you still hear the people in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that, there was that shot at the beginning of the movie where you could tell it was a helicopter, lifting the camera up and everything, and you saw it kind of wobble.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, we're almost there. Like you can see the timestamp with it,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's great. Like they kind of did a reverse format, kind of compared to what they're doing now. So if we're going to compare. I'm going to, for a second here, compare Lethal Weapon to comic book movies. And I know that's a stretch, but just hear me out here. There's a point to it. The first comic book film comes out, they get their power, their suit, their whatever it is. Second film generally comes out, they lose this power, they have a internal struggle, they have all this stuff going on that they've got to deal with. Lethal Weapon is like, we're going to start the film with one of the characters having this struggle where they may or may not commit suicide at any moment.
Yeah. And we're going to know how unhinged he is.
Yeah. And we're going to use that as kind of the driving force behind the film, other than, the bad guys being bad guys. You know what I mean?
I mean, dude, this series should have been retitled Wild Eyes for the amount of times Mel Gibson had that crazy fucking look on his face when it would just be like a close-up shot of him.
Yeah.
And like this motherfucker don't blink half the film.
Yeah, Rob.
Like he's just looking at him, he's like, I can get the guy. I can get him. I swear to God, I can get him now. You want me to get him? I'll get him. He's like, Griggs, don't fucking kill him.
Like the scene where sorry, man.
No, go ahead.
But the scene where he takes Mel Gibson home with him
for
the first time, and the way he's looking around, like, oh, you got a family, man. Like, like I'm gonna fucking take care of you now. Like y'all my family.
Yeah.
Since I don't have one.
Well,
But just
that
the
kinda
look on his
contrasts
face
with
when he
that
was
last
looking around the
shot, you know?
house, like,
Yeah. And I love the way that they went about that because, like, they have that moment there where he's like, if you're going to kill yourself, fucking do it right now.
yeah,
Like, pull the trigger, do it. And then he stops him and he's like,
dude,
it's my
he put
ass.
his skin between the hammer
Yeah.
and the thing, like stopped it like that so the hammer couldn't hit the back of the bullet.
Yeah.
He caught it, like he pulled it.
Yeah.
He's like, you really are fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
He's like,
But
I'll
then
fucking do it.
He takes him to his house and like it I don't know, man. Like he don't want to be stuck with a partner, but like he sees the good police work, like the respect is kind of there, whether from the get go, even though they kind of have that little mishap at the beginning. It takes a minute, but you can see that like dude thinks he's a good cop and everything, or he wouldn't be on the job. You know what I mean? And then having that moment where he invites him to his house, introduces him to his wife and kids, and they cut up and have a good time.
Hanging out on
like
the boat, drinking beer.
yeah,
He's like, I know you don't know shit about boats.
yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, the comment you made about, I know it wasn't the same point here, but when you were bringing up Marvel and everything, um, if you think about it, Iron Man 3 had a lot of like it seemed like he tried to touch tried
Shane
to
Black,
bring
yeah.
Lethal Weapon
Yeah.
into Marvel because like the whole film of Iron Man 3 was dealing with Tony Stark having PTSD
Yep.
and not really coming to terms with it.
The Ridge.
He shacks up with the kid,
Yeah.
figures his shit out,
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that's probably been pulled. Like when you see them hanging out on that boat, talking, old beat up boat, let's get it running again. What about that was that Captain America replacement? What was that show? Remember the boat? Him and fucking
Falcon Winter
they're
Soldier.
hanging out on the boat and
Yeah.
have a few beers,
Shrimp
trying to get
boat.
the boat ready.
Yeah.
It's lethal weapon as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier could very well you could chalk it up as a long format Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
It makes me curious to watch Iron Man 3 again and see where they were like where maybe they were like Shane Black obviously was like I'm gonna make my movie, of course, but I wonder if there's this thing where they sit down with Feige because a lot of the movies have a lot of tips to other top nods to other cinema franchises and whatnot.
Yeah.
Whenever you're dealing with all those movies that take place in the 90s, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
um yeah, so that's an interesting thought. But so how fresh of a watch was this for you guys? Because it was almost like watching the movie for the first time again for me.
I would say
Yeah.
I've seen it within the last 10 years. I've watched it at least once, but it's been I mean, it's still been a while. And even then, when I saw it, I didn't. Well, I remember like I bought the DVD, so this was pre Blu-ray, and it was that DVD pack that came with all four of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd never seen Lethal Weapon, on DVD. Like so, I popped it in and watched it, and I may have watched all of them, but that's been a while, dude. I mean, I lived in a different state. This was.
So can we agree that
before I ever knew Griffin? Probably like.
Is it the quintessential buddy cop film? Is it the start, really?
Yeah.
Or is it or would you say it's the movie that refines it, that finally knows how to like distill it down and, hey, we can watch this movie several fucking times over with a different cast and fucking story,
Well, I think that Lethal Weapon is one of the first film to take all of those tropes from years past
Yeah.
and roll it
hear me
all up.
out.
Yeah. Roll it all up, and then like instead of trying to be new or different or anything like that, this absolutely has all of those tropes from like, whether it be a buddy cop or a buddy western or anything like that, where you've got
Yeah.
two people that shouldn't be working together that have to put up with their shit and figure it out, and it leans into it so heavily. And I think that that's why that it gets the praise that it does now, is because it is like it embraced it,
Yeah.
and it also embraced it to the point where it's gonna like it not really make it mainstream or anything like that, but make it more like accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I mean, think about it. Like, if you had to go and look at like we'll say buddy, cop or buddy detective or anything like that, it's like there was kind of a gap because that stuff was happening in what, the 50s and 60s.
70s too, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like,
so
yeah,
different.
like
Like in those movies, you didn't have the kind of chemistry these two had.
Exactly. Yeah.
The chemistry was it'd either be like real serious
Yeah.
or just funny.
Goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you guys say 50s, I immediately am like noir detective film. Not a lot of comedy,
Not at all.
other than like a nostalgic humor that's there, where you got the woman hiring the PI that's like, "What's in a name?" It's that type of shit.
The chemistry,
But it really
man.
like, yeah, and they did things that had been done before, but they did it better and
Yeah.
on purpose. And like you can 1000% see that whenever you watch the film, because it's like, of course,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Within the first couple of situations of having uh Merlo and Griggs fucking, out, man about town doing their shit. By the first couple times they have their little scenario, you're like, I know exactly what kind of
Yeah.
the movie knew exactly what it was trying to be.
yeah.
I was talking to Griffin about that earlier, and you said something like it kind of happened fast. Because you kind of wanted
Yeah.
more of that before it got into, all right, now I'm waking him up with coffee, we're full force. We're
Yeah.
going to the house is blowing
Yeah.
up. Because then
pacing?
that's where
Yeah.
it changes. It's like they're on the same page. He ain't
Yeah.
too old for this shit all of a sudden.
I mean, Gary Busey, I mean, can we talk about him for a second too? Like,
Mr.
Mr.
Joshua.
Jonathan?
before,
Or yeah,
Yep.
Mr. Joshua.
Joshua.
long
Them holding that
before,
ladder. And dude, you could tell that he was holding the ladder like back from his
Yeah.
arm. And he's just sitting there and they're like, he's like, let me show you how loyal my guys are. And I'm like, this is 80s as fuck, dude. Dude, no motherfucker would let you do that now. Like, they'd be like,
I was, or like when you're watching some of the early, because they were coming out around the same time as Lethal Weapon. Those weird Asian mafia films that are ran by white people that like have this weird obsession with swords and the ponytail, and they're like, "We're going to take your pinky like the Yakuza does."
Yeah.
to prove you're fucking down for the cause. We got to take a pinky. What about when they were when they go to the shooting range? They're trying to have a conversation with earmuffs on, shooting guns. I'm like, how are they hearing each other? Like,
Yeah, for real. Right?
And he does the thing where he runs it all the way back and shoots a smiley face on it. But at the end of the movie, when he's chasing Gary Busey, he can't shoot shit. Like,
Yeah.
No,
how fast did he run, Trav? How fast was he hoofing it, dude? Just
I'm
and those
really
cowboy
glad you
boots.
guys brought that up. I'm glad y'all brought that up because I thought that shot of where it shows Mel Gibson. He's holding the gun and then he just turns around and runs.
Yeah, dude's like, I'm gonna go do this, and he's like, okay, and I'm like, shouldn't you steal a car or something? Like,
and for some reason, they linger on and running for several
he
seconds.
chases him
like,
down.
Well, I mean, just
but
that
for some
one
reason,
shot, though,
when he gets in, he chases him all the way there. They have a gunfight. Dude gets in another car, and he can't run no more. He can't chase him no more. He's like, he's gone. He got away.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just running down that street holding the gun, and I just remember being like, dude, they thought that shot of Mel Gibson hauling ass was so on point. They were like, we're keeping that
Dude,
extra
he
2
was hauling
seconds,
ass.
dude.
Like his feet his heels were coming up touching his ass. He was running so fast.
Like that was some of that leftover
That
Mad Max
fucking
energy.
helicopter, when he's like, tell me what happened. Tell me what happened. He's like, we've been selling heroin and there's big shipments. And then this fucking helicopter shows up. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
While the funeral's
Yeah.
going on.
And shoots him,
Just
but
fucking-
just enough time for him to get it out of his mouth. Where's the
Yeah.
shipment? What did they tell you?
Oh
See,
my
like
God.
nowadays, dude, and then like the whole interrogation of those two, dude, you would just kill them. There would be no. They did it all, man. They broke the battery out. They're rubbing
Yeah.
salt in the wounds. Like, he's like, oh, he'll talk. They took my daughter.
That shit was, and then this fucking fist fight in the front yard, dude. Like,
I mean,
it's
I
like
wanted- I wanted to hear like tribal drums playing while they were fighting in the rain, like do 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 do
Yeah.
do do do. Like,
I mean, in like now, now
Yeah.
the entire police department,
We'll just shoot them
fucking SWAT team, and everybody shows up at this house, and they're like, "Let him
both.
fight."
He's like, I take responsibility. I take responsibility. He killed 2 of our own.
It's like, is he gonna beat him to death? Break his fucking neck? Like, goddamn, dude.
Dude, whenever he was choking him out, when he choked him out, he was like, break his neck. He went, he's not worth it. When he choked him out and he went limp, I went, better.
Way better.
And then the same shot that they used where he turns around, grabs the gun, and they turn around and shoot him. I was like, Die Hard, anyone? They did the same, like, little,
Yeah.
How did Mel Gibson know that secondary weapon was that his?
I mean, he's a bad guy.
He pulled it out of his pants. And I'm like, he didn't have that in his pants when they were fighting.
No.
And then as soon as he shot him, he just went limp, and his body, he just went limp, and he's like, I got you. It's okay.
Yeah, it's like, where'd that second gun go?
His reaction when he got hit with that shotgun.
That limp.
He woke
Him
y'all,
going
dude. He
limp
went
was
limp,
fucking
dude.
hilarious, though. That was hilarious.
Like all of his weight, just.
They're like him and Glover probably for several minutes before the camera rolled. They were like, we're gonna do the trust test. We'll see how many times you can catch me, Danny.
Well, just remember how serious he was in those Mad Max movies. So like seeing him in something like this, yeah. So see, like in this, it's like, oh, he's acting, like he's going for it with his cowboy boots on, getting drunk at night, thinking about eating a bullet. It's like, come on, man. You just need Facebook or something. Get out there.
Well, when it went full circle and he brought the bullet back, he's like, I don't need it.
Yeah. Dude, watching some of these old movies, sometimes when you sit down and try to watch them, man, it's a fucking chore. I loved every goddamn minute of this. Like, just loved it.
As soon as it went off, I wanted to fucking pop in the next, because like I was saying earlier, they got like all of this, they got all the flaws of the characters out, and there was resolution to that in this film.
Yeah. And
then now, like going forward, of course, there's going to be shit coming up and things happening, this, that, and the other. But like the suicidal, Riggs is done. This, he
has a reason to live now.
Yeah, and like so, all that's out of the way and done. Like, and I'm not saying that it was bad or anything like that. I'm just saying like that was something that needed to happen. I'm glad that they got all of that, character development out in this first film, and the way that they got everything out was, in my opinion, very well done. And then now every other movie in the series is just going to be like them doing their thing. Like they're going to be being smart asses, having a good time, and like doing detective work. Like that's it,
I think they're my favorite buddy cop duo.
Yeah,
for sure.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. Get too over this shit, Riggs.
I didn't know Dean Norris was in the second one.
Yeah.
I'm over here trying to
I
see if
mean,
I can see a picture of him in it. Surely he's not playing like a. He'll be like, black shirt guy number 2 or something. Like,
says here that Richard Donner thought that no matter how many drafts he wrote, Shane Black's original script was still way too dark for his liking. So he brought writer Jeffrey Boehm
yeah,
for some uncredited rewriting in order to add some more bits of humor into the script and change some parts. For example, in the scene, which was eventually deleted completely, where Riggs kills a psycho sniper who is shooting at kids, there was originally going to be a part showing one dead kid being carried on a gurney. Almost all the other graphic parts of Black's script were bloodier than in this film. Donner still deleted some scenes for being too dark in his opinion, including the sniper scene and the original introduction scene for Riggs, where he beat up 2 guys in a bar when they try to rob him. So, and it says that they brought him in, of course, for the second one after it was rejected for being too dark and bloody. And because Riggs died in the end. Jesus.
No.
Yeah.
Donner's like, bro, we're not going to. Oh, could you imagine?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So.
I mean, I still would kind of like to see that movie, but.
Well.
Kind of in a, one-off.
Well, like Mel Gibson's going to direct the new one.
Yeah.
And it might get dark.
Yeah.
Because it might be the last one.
Well, I mean, if they're going to do
doing
it,
that now. Like,
yeah.
And you know what would happen? Riggs would give his life.
Oh, sacrifice himself for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But no, man. I mean, this is like, it's not even cheesy. You know what I mean? No. It's like you watch some 80s films and they're like, wow, this is good, but it's so cheesy looking at it now. But now, no, like it's not cheesy at all. It's like it's the playbook for action films, buddy comedy, buddy cop films. Like this is the go-to. So I love it. I'm giving it a full star.
Oh yeah. I can't wait to watch the rest of them now.
I know, right?
I think it's safe to say it gets the coveted, like, real estate weapon, maybe.
The golden fucking...
The lethal reel?
Yeah.
I like that. The lethal reel.
I was fishing around and you had a net, Adam. Hell yeah.
Caught it.
Trav over here with a one line and you got a whole fucking net system over here.
Yeah, man.
So good, man.
It was, man.
And here's what I'm gonna suggest real quick. All right. Like I know that, we're doing Christmas stuff for fucking December and stuff. I think in January we should go straight into Lethal Weapon 2, 3, and 4. I mean, legit.
Yeah, I'm down to watch them.
Because I want to, after this went off, I'm like, I've got enough time to watch all of them.
Yeah. I almost played the next one too, man. The same, like, I was like, man, I got to go to town.
Yeah.
Lethal January.
Lethal January, dude.
Or the real estate Lethal New Year.
Well, what's nice about this, like, this viewing was, we'd all seen it a long time ago, but like I really sat down and watched it, paid attention, and and I was like, damn, this is a great movie.
Yeah.
Had no idea it was a Christmas film. I didn't even remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, it opens with Christmas music and shit going on, like.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
And I guess because it's where the film is located, because it's all sunny and not terribly cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
there's no snow.
Yeah, none of that. You see Christmas trees and shit from time to time, but
I didn't even remember that his wife's cooking was that bad.
It's like, I love your wife's cooking, Yeah. Whenever he said, you really like my wife's cooking? And then he paused for a minute.
Simple as that.
When he said no, he knew he could trust him. Like, he didn't lie to me.
Yeah.
That was it. Because most people would be like, of course. Like, you'd never tell your buddy, like, oh, dude,
Yeah.
it's great. Do you want to take some home? Nah, we got plenty of food.
I got
Yeah.
my fridge
My
is
dog
full
won't
of
even eat it. You
leftovers.
can keep it, dude. But I saw that when he was like, and he got in the truck and left.
Yeah.
And the way he looked at him, like, I knew I could trust you.
Yeah. So well done. And he's like, come inside. You got to fucking eat some of my
Yeah.
wife's dry turkey.
He's like, you think you're gonna get out of here without?
Yeah. He's he's part of a family now, man.
Yeah, dude.
Like legit. So, but Dexter though, am I
Whoa.
right?
Yeah, I don't need Jim. I need Dexter.
Yeah, right.
I knew
So we
that body
finally-
was gonna be the girl.
Yeah.
When I saw the shoe, I was like, that's been there a while. Now I expected more than one body.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought
for
this
sure,
was a
yeah.
plant site because we don't know where this guy's dumping these bodies.
No.
For some reason, he put that one in there, and that may have been one of the first.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or the first.
Yeah, but now it's looking like, man, that maybe Dexter's going. And then the way like he shows up and stops him from Mary fuck kill.
I was
he was
hoping he'd
about
kill
to-
that bitch.
Well,
To
dude,
be
Dexter
fair.
was like, that was his whole problem, and I was like, why are you stopping this? Like, this
Yeah.
is great.
And he's like, oh, she's in fucking this bitch I'm fucking's ear.
Yeah.
So let me go save her real quick.
Harrison fucking honey dicking.
Yeah.
He honey dick, dude.
Yeah, he is, man.
He's been real busy, dude. He overdosed, tried to kill a guy, broke someone's arm.
Yeah, fuck.
Got a job.
Yeah, got a job.
His boss is serial killer. Banged police chief's daughter.
Yeah.
It's been a busy month or week. I don't even know how long this is, few
It's
days.
it's been like 2 days, but like shit, he's been on a roll here.
But after that, I'm wondering, man, because I'm like, okay, so now she needs Dexter's help. So she clearly, that body's been there a long time. There's no way Dexter had anything to do with that.
Yeah.
You're off the hook for that.
Yeah.
So he's gonna come and be like, someone did this. Oh, dude, he's gonna show up and do his thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking. I want the yarn.
I think that's how the episode's gonna start.
Yeah, him out there like, okay, this is what happened.
Yeah, there was a struggle.
Yeah. She called out someone's name. It's like, how do you know
that? Harrison, hand me the brush.
But if he's all caught up in that, and him and Harrison just had this fallout, where Harrison broke this kid's arm and they're still not talking, Harrison might end up going over. I don't know.
To the dark side?
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Nobody knows. I mean,
I can't believe they didn't go with witness protection.
Yeah. I really thought
Which
that was
they
going to
haven't-
happen. Yeah.
they haven't really talked
No.
about it. Like, he was just like, she's like, I don't give a fuck what you fucking did, okay? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, Dexter Morgan. It's like, well, okay. He's like, fine, whatever.
She knows my real name.
Yeah, it makes me hard when she says Dexter.
No one's called
It's
me
a
that
weird-
in 10 years.
Yeah. Deborah. Where's Deborah? But I mean, here's the thing, man. I think that he's been fucked over for a kill twice now. I mean, he still got that kill, but actually 3 times
Yeah.
because the original kill didn't go the way it was supposed to.
Yep.
The chick at the
They
restaurant.
got naked.
No, that was the one I was talking about.
Oh.
Like that.
Oh, the one that didn't run.
Yeah.
He wanted
Then
to
the
run.
girl that
yeah.
was at the restaurant, she's like, "Can I have some money?
That's
You know, I'm
right.
fucking trying to get to fucking
Sure,
California."
pay it forward.
And he's like, "I'll take you as far as I can." And it's like, my boyfriend. And then with the Mary fuck kill
Yeah.
or Mary fucking kill bitch, that got denied. So and then him and Dexter kind of getting into it on
he
the
was
court.
like, back off of it. And it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
He's like, you want to go? I
Yeah.
was like, are they going to
Jim.
fight right here? Like,
oh, that would have been awesome. They get in that ring and start wrestling. It's like, this is Jesus.
she was like, no parents on the court.
Yeah.
He's like, he's
but
down there.
what about fucking Kurt? Yeah. It's like, he's basically the fucking authoritative coach. It's like, okay.
But it makes you wonder if I don't think he's into killing dudes.
No, I don't think he is.
Because everyone that's missing was female.
But I think that like Harrison's gonna get he's gonna like start talking to these girls and be like, oh, what happened to such and such girl? It's like, oh, you know, I carried her to the bus stop, and he'll find a fucking bracelet or some shit in his car. You know, like you know what I mean? There'll be a fucking something.
Well, he definitely caught wind that there's a darkness. The way the guy was talking.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden Dexter finally catches on. It's like, it's about time, buddy.
Yeah,
he walked in there. He was like, it only locks from the outside. Is that a bathroom?
Yeah.
It's like he's like, what is it with serial killers and bathtubs?
I mean, it was a funny little moment for sure.
It was a good episode, man.
Yeah.
It was just like they've got something, and we've only got a couple of episodes left, man.
I've really been enjoying it.
I have to. I've missed Dexter.
Yeah. I've kept my expectations low, and it's managed to keep me enjoying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this is what I told Adam the other night. I said, even the bad seasons of Dexter, right, were fucking enjoyable because of Michael Chaw.
Yeah.
Like 1000%. And just seeing like how he gets into these fucking weird ass situations and then how he gets out of these weird ass situations is very entertaining to watch. Even though like the writing kind of took a turn for the worse, and then some of the choices that they made were very questionable as to how they handled Deb and LaGuerta and everybody. You know what I mean? Like, but all in all, it's still fun to watch, and I think that this is the best of both worlds. Like, it feels good.
Yeah.
I like that the version of Dexter that we enjoyed was the interpretation of Dexter that Michael Hall called back to in a way. Because like the acting got different as well, I would say. And it's not because of Michael C. Hall, but it's because of the scripts and the direction and everything, you know?
Yeah.
So,
and it's the same way this go around for sure. But, there's got to be, for someone who's played a character that long with any role, whenever you come back for a follow-up show
he's had
or some
10
sort
years
of movie, well, they had to sit down, and discuss how they were going to go about it
differently. Like,
how do I bring him back but make him familiar?
Yeah,
but a little
and kind of make it
different,
fresh at the same time. Like,
yeah.
So we got 4 episodes left, right?
Yeah.
The only thing we know about these episodes are the titles.
Yeah, you reading the titles too?
I am. Skin of Her Teeth. That's the next one. Guessing that's about the body. Unfair Game. Episode 9, The Family Business. What that's going to be about. And then Sins of the Father.
I mean, does Dexter get busted, dude? But he's okay with it because it's like, Harrison's gonna keep going with what I do.
Well, and it's one of those things where it's like, I feel this is just my thoughts on it, but it feels like, this is a part of Dexter's life. This has been a part of Dexter's life for so long. It's one of those situations to where like, does he want this to go on? Like, and they really haven't touched on that much, but does he really want, Harrison to be the same as he is?
I don't think so.
And I get that same feeling with the way that he interacts with Harrison, because if he wanted Harrison to be that way, Well, he could just start teaching him without telling him what the fuck all of it's about. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he could legitimately sit down and be like, okay, so here's how you fucking skin out an animal. You know, here's how you properly dispose of this. This is what you know what I mean? Like he could have, by all intents and purposes, already be doing that stuff and teaching him the information and the skills that he would need to become a successful serial killer, but he's not.
And let's
And
not
I don't know.
forget that Kurt was embalming
Oh
that
yeah,
girl's body. Like he's
yeah,
preserving the bodies.
yeah.
So
For
where's his
what?
trophies? Because there's only,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Where's his trophies at?
yeah, yeah,
What's he doing to them?
yeah. For real, dude. And like the girl that they Iris. I mean, you think what the cop is probably in her late 30s.
I would say so, yeah.
So that girl's been dead since they were in high school. So
Yeah.
you got to think that like that body's been there for what 15
Yeah,
years
it looked
probably.
rough, dude.
But it's still like it there was plenty enough time for the body itself to break down and just be bones at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But there was still skin, right?
Yeah, it was in pretty bad
Like it
shape,
had been
but
but it's been preserved somewhat.
yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck? And did he kill her by accident?
Well,
Like if she
also
was the
having
first
her in
kill.
that cold cave would help
Yeah, that's
preserve
true.
it
Yeah.
too. It'd be like a little like a refrigerator almost.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens. And I feel like they're going to have to really, at where we're at in the season right now, they're really going to have to go out of their way to fuck this up,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
really.
So I think that if they stay the course, and like I'm kind of hoping it's the end for Dexter, but also kind of hoping it's not, because I would
Well,
love,
this is
you
only
know,
season 1 of New Blood.
yeah,
I'm just saying, this isn't part of the other series.
yeah,
I mean, it is,
this
but
is
it's
the whole,
not.
yeah, it's a whole new thing.
So it could be one of those things where it's like, let's see how it goes over, and
Yeah, and then think about
because
continuing
dude,
it.
I'm telling you, I enjoy watching it. Like I
I
just
mean,
like
I would,
watching Dexter, man.
I do too.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like,
So
and after watching Dexter, the original series, there, like I was like, man, I'll watch everything this guy's in. And then it was like, well, I'll check the
not
trailer
ever.
out. Yeah.
Yeah,
But this is the
yeah,
one character that I can watch him play. Like he is Dexter.
yeah.
Never be
So
another Dexter.
no, definitely not Dexter. But Hawkeye. So I watched episode 3 and 4
Yep.
as well. All right. First questions first. All right. Who is Uncle? Is that it? Sounds like Vincent D'Onofrio's creepy ass voice. But what do y'all think?
I mean, honestly, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm hoping we get a Kingpin reveal.
It makes sense, and it also like the way that Hawkeye's been going so far, it's kind of like the perfect segue into those more ground level, you know, New York heroes.
Yeah.
I mean, because Kingpin is fucking Kingpin. He is the fucking guy that is in charge of all this seedy underbelly bullshit that's in that city. Of course, like he would be involved in this in some capacity. And then that is an easy entrance for, you know, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, like the whole 9 yards. So,
Oh
and I
wait,
think it's
I had to throw this in there before I forget. Do y'all recognize who Mary Fuck Kill is?
I've seen her before.
Oh yeah, you have. Dude, it's the Asian chick from Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, tentacles.
She looks better in Lovecraft Country.
Yeah.
I like her hair better, but that's a whole different
Anyway,
discussion. Yeah, that's a whole different discussion.
I just wanted to throw that out there because I was like, oh, I looked it up and I was like, who is she? And I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's her.
Yeah, yeah.
But man, Hawkeye, I've really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was.
Yeah, Me too. And a lot of people online they're not liking it.
Well,
and the reason that people online aren't enjoying it, from what I've seen, was because of um, the way that Hawkeye's portrayed.
I mean,
Because like
pretty realistic.
his portrayal in the comic, like his personality and stuff in the comic book, is a little bit different than how
Well, it is a
how it
Disney
is.
show.
Yeah, I
So,
know. So, but I've been enjoying it, and also the chick's been kind of growing on me.
yeah, dude.
Like, if
I'm alright
she'd
with
shut
it.
her fucking mouth a
Does
little bit
talk a lot.
more, yeah,
She has a lot of questions.
I
That's why he turns his hearing aid off. He's like,
yeah, I know, right? That was so fucking funny. They're in there eating, and he cuts it back on. He's like, "What? What the fuck was you saying?"
let me ask y'all if y'all thought. You remember the scene where he finally kicks back in that chair to ice his shit? His
Yeah,
wife was like, you know, you ain't young like you used to be. Ice up. And it's showing
yeah,
you like he's just a dude.
yeah,
And look what all this has done to him. Like just breaking him down. Like he's not gonna
yeah,
be able to go on forever.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But when he laid back in that chair and cut that hearing aid off, I was like, somebody's about to fuck him up. And then
Yeah,
it cut to the
right.
next scene, and I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was gonna
Yeah,
happen. I thought it was gonna be one of those moments where his hearing aid was off, but he like tapped into his fucking,
yeah.
you know,
His Hawkeye fucking senses.
yeah.
Yeah,
But it didn't
it's
happen.
it's been good though, and I like that the chick Maya, I think that's her name, um, the deaf chick.
Uh huh.
I like the way that they've been
She's a
portraying her
badass,
and
ain't she?
everything. Yeah, for real. And fucking like, here's the big thing. So, at the end of Black Widow, we see fucking Elaine approach Chick's sister. It's like, I need you to go. You want to go find the man that killed your sister? And she's like, let's fucking do it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then we finally get her showing up. So, I mean, how, like, of course, he's going to be able to talk his way out of this shit. You know
Well,
what I mean? Like,
do y'all think that Maya might, in the end, may end up being a good person?
I think she's a good person
Yeah. I mean, you know,
because,
someone, she's chasing the person that killed her father.
yeah.
I get
So
it.
all of her motivations are revenge based, and it doesn't have anything to do with like all this weird drug shit and all this other stuff that's going on with the tracksuit mafia or whatever the fuck they're
Yeah.
called. So I think
Well,
that her motivation don't line up with theirs.
well, since you guys are bringing up Kingpin, do y'all remember when we talked about, it was a while back, but they were talking about Daredevil being on a series called Echo,
Yeah.
where the show is about Kingpin's daughter, adoptive daughter.
Yeah.
Is this her?
Well, it said uncle.
I mean,
So,
well, she may not want to call him dad,
well,
but
I
she was
think that
maybe
like,
adopted when she was. I mean, her dad died when she was a little kid, so somebody was going to end up with her,
yeah.
and she's all caught up in this crime, you know, just tracksuit
Yeah.
mafia. Like,
I don't think that that's going to be her. What I think that it is like he has kind of like a Black Widow situation going on,
mhm.
but instead of like, you know, completely indoctrinating these people, he's like finding these orphans on the streets and going in there and kind of like dude from fucking The Departed.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
he saw an opportunity. He brought the kids in young. He started building them up at an early age to kind of work for him. So I think and I think that the Maya chick will cross over into that Echo stuff by proxy of Hawkeye.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happened with it. But it's been really good so far. I've been very much enjoying it.
Yeah, dude. And after watching the trailer, it kind of looked like it was just going to be a throwaway, a little one and done thing. But after watching it, it's like, no, this is good. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I think the show overall is a lot better than I'm enjoying Hawkeye more than Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Well, I agree, and the
Like,
reason why I feel that way about it is very specific.
elaborate, my man.
Well, it's like Falcon and Winter Soldier kind of had that gray area where it's like the bad guys, are they really bad guys if they're fighting for, you know, what they believe and all this other shit? Like you could kind of chalk that up to whatever it is. But like, does that technically make them bad guys? And then like Hawkeye, it's like you're fighting against people that aren't necessarily bad people. They just don't give a fuck enough to like not make good decisions. You know what I mean? So it's
Well,
it's more cut and dry in a lot of ways.
well, I mean, they both, yeah, and I think, I, I guess it would not be fair to rate them on this kind of merit, but they're both stories that deal with legacy.
Yeah.
And whereas, like with Falcon Winter Soldier, it's who carries the burden of Captain America and Hawkeye. And I think this is one of the reasons why I've been enjoying Hawkeye is that you're watching Hawkeye live out his consequences of being
Yeah.
Ronin
Yeah.
right in fucking front of him, dude.
Yeah.
And because, and I'm waiting for it to switch. I'm waiting for the flip where the quips are there, but they turn it down a little bit and they ramp up. Like someone is eventually, like probably what Clint thinks and hasn't really spoken yet is that somebody's gonna die over that suit, and it's somebody that he cares about.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for that moment. And maybe it's not Clint per se, maybe it's Kate's character that deals with the loss because we still that's
I think
the
something might
I mean she
happen to her
lost her
mother.
yeah, like she lost her father and obviously that it pushed her forward to becoming a master archer, but she hasn't had that mature, okay, now I'm going to answer my quote unquote hero's calling or whatever
Yeah.
and achieve, the final form. But I really, I don't know. I don't know why I'm enjoying Hawkeye more than Falcon and Winter Soldier because for all the complaints that Winter Soldier had, I I was kind of like, this is all fitting together. Like, if you're gonna tell this type of story with these types of meanings and everything, it's the right avenue for it.
Yeah.
Like if they were trying to shoehorn all that shit into a Hawkeye show, wouldn't have worked.
Right.
The reason
I
I
I
said the
think
mother is I don't see her sticking around, that actress, for
yeah.
the long haul. Like,
Oh yeah,
No.
Vera Farmiga.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
She's got a lot of irons in the fire, you know?
the chick that plays she's only got 2 acting credits. Hawkeye is the first thing she's ever acted in. Pretty good job so
Yeah.
far.
Uh-huh.
Her next show is called Echo, where Maya
Uh-huh.
Lopez is playing Echo.
Okay.
Isn't
Yeah.
that a
So
Star Wars property?
No,
no, that's
that's
Marvel.
Marvel. This is leading into that,
Echo.
y'all. This is going to be that show with Daredevil, and because they had
Okay.
already talked about that a while back. They were like, Daredevil's coming. He's going to be in this show.
So
It's going to be
wait,
like a
is
continuation. It's the show where Kingpin's daughter's adopted daughter, or she may call him a father figure, you know.
Yeah.
So
Uncle.
since y'all said Kingpin, I mean, I didn't recognize his voice, but
Yeah.
I don't, you know.
I'm waiting for
But
him to go,
she's
Vanessa.
cast as Echo in the new Echo show, and she's the
Okay.
only cast. You know, they're not
Well,
Right.
I mean,
revealing anyone
is
else
that
but her.
so is Echo her hero name?
I think so,
It's a
yeah.
character name. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Marvel
So
Echo.
it is
So
connected.
all right, Echo right here, according to the Wikipedia, is a superheroine. The adopted daughter of Kingpin. The character has been depicted as a supporting character of Daredevil, a Native American, and one of few deaf comic
Oh,
characters.
Yeah.
oh
Her
wait,
Echo
she's
guys.
yeah.
Here we
Okay,
go.
it's gonna be
This is
it's
going
a
to lead
show about
into.
it's a show about the woman that they're fighting. Okay, okay. It's the chick that's deaf. That's like, can you
Yeah.
Yeah.
take your
Maya.
like the shit with yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I must have missed something when y'all were talking, and it slipped me into
Well, we had
another.
talked about this several weeks ago. There was news about a new show and they'd already confirmed there was going to be the show Echo, where it takes place. It would be like another season of Daredevil. Some stuff would be different,
Yeah.
but you would see those characters again in it because it's a Daredevil kind of thing with Kingpin.
She is a Brian Michael Bendis creation.
Yeah. So, and here's what's very interesting to me was like my first introduction to her character was whenever they did the New Avengers, because Ronan was a member of the New Avengers, and Ronan's identity wasn't revealed for a very long time in that series, and everybody thought that it was Hawkeye, and people thought that it was all these different characters, or possibly even a villain that had turned the other cheek, but it was actually her.
Mm-hmm.
So she may actually take up the mantle. She may have a Ronan-esque costume,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or take the costume because, like, Kate Bishop's costume kind of has a Ronin vibe to it.
Yeah, and now she was talking to those cosplayers. They're gonna make them some costumes.
Yeah, yeah. So, and that would be very interesting if she decided to take over the mantle, like if she was Echo, but she decided to use the Ronin costume and possibly like alter it a little bit to give it more of her own identity. But it's like she spent her whole life
chasing
looking for this person, and then now she's going to kind of take that mantle over to show that she had taken.
Yeah, well, if
taken
Hawkeye
Ronan
can get
down.
it through to her, because he tried to tell him, he's like, he's dead. The Ronin's dead.
Yeah,
you know that for sure. Yep, dead. That you'll never see the Ronin again.
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah.
So that might make her where she's like, well, then I'm going to take it on. I'm going to be this.
Yeah. Well, and that would be it's kind of an interesting idea too, because like, Hawkeye was showing up and fucking up, Kingpin's people, obviously. So she could do that and kind of play both sides of it.
Yeah. She could hide. Yeah.
Yeah. So
here's something interesting. She at one point joins a team with Luke Cage, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Doctor Strange, Spider-Woman, and Iron Fist.
Did y'all know that was Black Widow's sister? I knew it, dude. Whenever she started fighting Maya, because I was like, oh, it's one of her people, it's Maya. And then she started fighting her, and I was like, oh. And then I was looking at the gear and the way she was fighting.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember her name, but I was like, it's fucking Black Widow's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good way to work her in,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh
yeah. So listen to this little bit from Wikipedia and tell me they're not pulling hard from this era of Marvel in terms of like just ideas, I guess. So it says let's see. At the end of this particular arc, it goes, Maya officially hands the Ronin identity over to Clint Barton after they arrive. After Strange confirms their identities by casting a spell that shows everyone their true nature, Maya appearing dressed in a female variation of Daredevil's costume, the team heads to Stark Tower to stop the Hood's attack on the building. There, they encounter the Avengers locked in battle with an army of invading symbiotes, one of which latches onto Maya before Iron Man manages to cure those infected. They're fighting a Skrull, like a Skrull army.
Okay. I
mean, thinking about some of the other plot lines that are going on, it looks like everything's kind of rubbed itself together in this particular era, where even some of these characters from Disney Plus are kind of, I don't know, I'm interested.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's been good so far, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. And what the next series that we're going to be getting is going to be Secret Invasion, I think.
I think so.
So I'm sure that'll lead into a lot of this other stuff too. So
we'll see
what happens.
It says she joins the Avengers to go to the Savage Land in Secret Invasion.
I mean, shit. I want to go to the Savage Land too. It's just people on fucking COD talking shit.
Yeah.
Man, nah.
That's the Savage Land, dude.
No,
You'll
the
do
Savage
nothing.
Land. No, the Savage Land is a fucking messy bed and empty fifth on the floor.
One bullet.
I'll fucking do it. It's a hollow place.
Yeah.
I'll blow the back of my fucking head out.
It will.
Griggs, what are you doing?
Y'all want to talk about a couple of movie news, some real news real quick?
Sure.
All right. So Chris Nolan's Oppenheimer recruits Florence Pugh, Rami Malek, and Benny Safdie.
This is going to be the most pretentious fucking movie I've ever seen. Let's get that criticism out of the way. You know it's gonna be.
It says here the newest additions to Oppenheimer's already star-studded cast: Florence Pugh, Rami Malek, and Benny Safdie will be playing prominent roles in the film. The Hollywood Reporter broke the news of this recent casting announcement. Florence Pugh will play Jean Tatlock, a member of the Communist Party of the United States who had an affair with Oppenheimer and was the cause of major security concerns for the government. Benny Safdie will play Hungarian physicist Edward Teller, also known as the father of the hydrogen bomb. He was also a member of the Manhattan Project, the U.S. research initiative that developed the first atomic bomb. Rami Malek has been cast in a mystery role, playing an unnamed. He's going to be playing Freddie Mercury again. I want to break free. Oppenheimer is still in the early stages of production, so there is no word about the plot yet. However, the film is billed as an epic thriller that thrusts audiences into the pulse-pounding paradox of the enigmatic man who must risk destroying the world in order to save it. Nolan, Emma Thomas, and Charles Roven are producing the film in collaboration with Universal Studios. This ends Nolan's decade-long partnership with Warner Brothers. The Tenet director was unhappy with the studio's hybrid streaming and theatrical release model and subsequently shopped Oppenheimer to other production houses. Universal bagged the project and assigned a $100 million budget. So
RDJ.
And so, so I wonder if clearly we're going to get probably a complete recreation of dude looking at the camera completely fucking lifeless, being like,
I am become death.
Yeah.
Yep. This will be the first time Robert Downey Jr. has worked with Christopher Nolan.
And that's going to be cool.
Oh, it's going to be good.
Well, what's great is Cillian Murphy's playing Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
So watching him go from being like, man, we're doing the math, getting it done, to just being like dead inside
a fucking shell of a man.
Yeah, just from what he created. That's going to be an interesting journey to watch happen.
Yeah. And dude, here's the thing about Cillian Murphy. Like, he's incredible.
He is not a shit actor. I've never watched a film with Cillian Murphy in it that wasn't bad.
I was about to say, you've never seen... No.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah. But no, man, like, he deserves more. And I don't know if it's him being picky or what, but
his range is so good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He kind of comes off as picky.
I would like to see him do a crazy comedy, though. That's the only thing I don't think I've ever seen him do.
Yeah. No, I can't think of it. I think that he was there was a pretty good bit of comedy sprinkled into Peaky Blinders. I haven't watched that.
Okay.
I think it does have a little bit of humor.
I've seen clips.
It looks like it's great. I've heard it's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that he does a little humor in that. Like, and it's that real dry, you know, if it was any more dry, it'd be sandpaper, British humor.
Yeah. You do nothing.
Yeah. No fucking fighting. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that Nolan film. I need to watch Tenet again. It came out this time last year. I remember because I had the COVID.
Oh, it's been a year.
Yeah, man. And I watched it twice. I need to go back and watch it again. So I need to go over to my grandmother's and watch it. She would love it.
Yeah.
That's got to happen. So next up, Kevin Feige says there's a genre bias against superhero movies at the Oscars. Marvel boss Kevin Feige isn't exactly holding his breath for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings to be recognized at awards season. The highest grossing domestic release of the year, Shang-Chi, was a big hit for Marvel Studios, drawing praise from critics in addition to big earnings at the box office. It has also spawned a new franchise with Destin Daniel Cretton developing a sequel and a Disney Plus series. Because of the acclaim, Feige is hopeful that Shang-Chi will make a splash at the Academy Awards, but he's the first to admit that getting recognized at the event is an uphill battle for comic book adaptations. In a recent interview with THR, the Marvel Studios exec explains how the Black Panther Oscar wins for composer Ludwig Göransson. I think that's how you pronounce it. Costume designer Ruth E. Carter and production designers Hannah Beechler and Jay Hart was a tremendous accomplishment that meant a lot for Marvel. Feige also suggests a genre bias may prevent Shang-Chi from doing the same, but he still hopes to see it again. I think we are always at a deficit because of the Marvel logo and because of a genre bias that certainly exists. I just loved that for a shining moment there with Black Panther that was put aside and the work was recognized for the achievement that it was. There are a lot of comic fans that didn't know who Shang-Chi was, and yet the work that Destin did and Dave did and Sue did and Joel did created something new that connected with audiences. We recognized it, the audience recognized it, and I sure would love the hard work of all these people who are telling their story to get recognized. It's got a 91% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, by the way, which is in here. But here's what I'll say about this real quick. Okay. I thought that comic book movies were never, ever, 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 ever going to get nominated for anything. Right? Kind of the same way that
like
Star Wars
effects
movies.
or
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah. And then there was this little movie that came out several years ago. I don't know if you guys remember or not, called The Dark Knight.
What's that now?
Yeah.
The Dark
I know,
Knight?
right? Yeah. And that should have opened the door.
Yeah.
In a big way. And I understand that like there was a death associated with all that and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, which is why.
Yeah, which is fucked up. It's fucking stupid. But I mean, look, man, I understand that like Fast and the Furious getting nominated for fucking film of the year is never gonna happen.
Never.
Spider-Man is never gonna get nominated for film of the year when it probably should be nominated for film of the year. That's just the way that it is. You know,
it's like, well, it's it'll be one of the biggest films of the year. So
yeah,
why not?
And it feels to me like they try to find the most pretentious films.
Yeah, dude, they stick their nose up when it comes to.
Yeah. And I think it would be nice if, you know, like the People's Choice Awards, like you know what I mean. Like
MTV
to me,
Movie Awards, like stuff like that. They always win out in that. Didn't they give Heath Ledger Didn't he get an Oscar?
Yeah.
Okay,
he did,
that's right.
For Best Supporting. Yeah.
And this was after he died that they did like
a
ceremony and.
Didn't Nolan also get nominated for like, you know, Film of the Year, and then there was some other nominations for adapted screenplay. Like it got a lot of nominations and shit. You know what I mean? And it was a Batman movie.
But
you know what I mean?
Like Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, that's
true.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's out there rubbing elbows with these people.
That's
You know?
You're right. But I mean, I don't think it's far-fetched to think that like some of these films, especially some of these independent comic book stories, can be portrayed in a way where it kind of like that. I know that sounds weird, but I mean, whenever you look at comic book movie adaptations of stuff that's like a little bit, not superhero-y, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a history of violence and things like that. That kind of stuff is like, okay, what's the difference in being based off of a comic book and being based off of a novel?
Yeah.
One's got fucking pictures
Yeah. One's got
along
more
with the
pages.
words. Yeah, for real. So
I
I don't
mean,
know, man.
eventually, dude, they'll have to recognize it.
There'll
You know
be
what
a
I mean?
movie come out that's so fucking good.
Well, like with time, dude, and like old Hollywood, man, ain't gonna be around forever. I mean,
No, definitely
these
not.
all you know.
Yeah.
Who was the one that was real big on that? Scorsese.
Yeah,
He was the one
Scorsese.
that was like,
Yeah,
fucking.
fuck
He
comic
was.
book.
He's like, calm
Yeah.
down, dude. You're
And
just
it's
mad
like,
because they're
dude,
making more money than your fucking last movie. Like,
well, I mean, and for real though, like, what is Taxi Driver? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, he
yeah,
is
dude.
the antithesis of an
Yeah,
anti-hero.
dude.
So, like, where did they pull that inspiration from?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying. He's got films out there that could be considered fucking comic book films
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So he needs to just shut the fuck up. And I like Martin Scorsese,
Oh
but
yeah.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
Get with it.
This ain't Scorsese world, you know?
Get with it or get lost, dude. It's 2021.
Yeah, right. And he said that about the Irishman, right?
Yeah. Oh, he was
Like, wasn't that
pissed
what he was? Yeah,
because nobody wanted to go sit through that, but they'll go sit through these comic book movies, and
yeah,
it's
but
like, yeah,
you got
but
to
it's you know,
think of the audience.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'll go and sit through the Irishman at the
I
movie
watched
theater,
it
no problem.
twice,
Yeah,
once by
but like,
myself and once with someone.
yeah,
Great movie, but very long, and
yeah,
you got to be down for that ride. And the
yeah.
only
That's like,
reason it was released in the theater was so he could get a crack at an award.
yeah,
That was a goddamn Netflix movie.
yeah. But it's the same way with the Snyder Cut. I mean, you're gonna have to definitely be in the mood to watch 4 hours of
Oh
that
yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the reality of it. So, but here's some pretty interesting news. Mega Man is reportedly side-scrolling his way to Netflix. Mega Man may be making a big-time jump very, very soon. Whispers of a Mega Man-inspired film have been floating around since 2018, but a source close to IGN let the news outlet know that Netflix was the final boss for everyone's favorite side-scrolling Android hunter. This proposed film would not be the first foray into cinema for the little blue android, but it would be the most ambitious to date. So, who is Mega Man and what do we know? So, we know who Mega Man is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Wily, the robots.
Oh yeah.
But it says we don't know much. Supermarché, a production company working on the film, made IGN aware of the news. A statement on the company's site states features in the works include an adaptation of Capcom's Mega Man for Sherman Entertainment and Netflix, which they wrote and are directing. Mega Man 11 was released in 2018, and shortly thereafter, it's when the aforementioned whispers started, connecting Henry Joost and Errol Schulman to the project. Joost released a statement. We are super excited about it. I think we're going to have some big news about it soon. I can't say all that much right now, but it's a project very near and dear to our hearts, and we are psyched. I don't think that it's going to be live action.
I don't think so. I was just wondering that.
Yeah. I don't think live
Probably
action's the
not.
right move.
Yeah.
If they do it live action, then they need to do it like they did Sonic, in
Dude,
my opinion.
I was sitting over here thinking, man, this is another video game series that, that
Yeah.
doesn't always pan out, but Sonic proved that to be wrong.
Yeah.
If you do
for
it
sure.
right,
Yeah. So, and I think that they could go the Sonic route. I mean, if they cast, a real life Dr. Wily you know, and they made Mega Man and some of the robot masters like CGI,
Mm-hmm.
I think that you got a winner on your hands. They could do that, and that would be fine. But I think that they should just keep the whole thing animated and just go from there with it.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Yeah.
So, I enjoyed Mega Man as a kid. Very hard games. Good concept though. So, what do did y'all play any Mega Man when y'all was children?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
When I was little, yeah.
I think that it would be fun, man.
Yeah.
So, here's some sad news. I know we don't touch on things like this very often, but I wanted to mention this one. Anne Rice passed away. She was 80 years old. So Anne's son Christopher posted on Twitter yesterday, sharing a post he wrote on the author's Facebook page to announce the news. In his Twitter post, he said earlier tonight, my mother, Anne Rice, passed away due to complications resulting from a stroke. She left us almost 19 years to the day my father, her husband Stan, died. Below is the statement I posted to her Facebook page moments ago. His statement on the author's Facebook account gave more information. In the post, he said, "Dearest people of Page, this is Anne's son Christopher, and it breaks my heart to bring you this sad news. Earlier tonight, Anne passed away due to complications resulting from a stroke. She left us almost 19 years to the day my father, her husband Stan, died. The immensity of our family's grief cannot be overstated. As my mother, her support for me was unconditional. She taught me to embrace my dreams, reject conformity, and challenge the dark voices of fear and self doubt. As a writer, she taught me to defy genre boundaries and surrender to my obsessive passions. In her final hours, I sat beside her hospital bed in awe of her accomplishments and her courage, awash in memories of a life that took us from the fog laced hills of the San Francisco Bay Area to the magical streets of New Orleans to the twinkling vistas of Southern California. She was born in 1941 in New Orleans. That's crazy.
Violence.
Yeah. She wrote her first novel, Interview with the Vampire, while grieving the loss of her daughter, Michelle, in the early 1970s. The novel would become an instant hit and was adapted into the 1994 movie of the same name starring Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, which itself earned a number of BAFTA wins and Oscar nominations.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah. So, you a fan of Anne Rice, Trev?
Yeah. I mean, I was never someone that was like, man, Vampire Chronicles. Yeah. But I mean, I sought them out like a lot of other people did. I read a few of them. And, she was a good author.
I read Interview with the Vampire and it was great. It was really good. It sucks, man.
I mean, she was a she's a popular author for many, many years. It sucks that she won't get to see her properties get the TLC they deserve in terms of
adaptation.
yeah, because you know that they'll slowly circle back around with these. Because I know we've had a few movies throughout the years that were adaptations, but
Yeah.
But yes, sad day all around.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks, man. She was a fantastic writer and she did her thing and she did it very well. So
She lived to be 80. So,
yeah.
A life well lived.
Big
Yeah.
bucket of win there.
Yeah,
Over
for
30
sure.
Novels.
I believe it.
A lot of books.
A lot of books. And the way, like, I don't know, like the way that she was able to she's kind of one of the, not the first ones, of course, but like to take these characters and like expand on them bring them back, loop them into other stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That was one of my first, I guess, like interactions with that, because like, Interview the Vampire, and then the Vampire Lestat, Queen of the Damned, and then like some of those characters that were mentioned in that came over, and it's something that nowadays is like normal, but like whenever that was one of my first experiences with that, so I always thought that was kind of fascinating. Next up, Tom Holland says his third Spider-Man movie was almost about Craven. It says here that Tom Holland's Peter Parker will have his web-slinging hands full in Spider-Man No Way Home, as he'll be tussling with major villains from throughout the multiverse. There doesn't seem to be any indication that Kraven the Hunter will be in No Way Home. Not that this would be shocking. The focus is clearly on the established villains from various movie universes banding together to take on the MCU Spider-Man. Kraven has been featured in comic books, video games, and animated programs, but there's no previous live-action Kraven character to call back upon. That doesn't mean it's impossible that other Marvel characters such as Kraven could still make their debut in No Way Home. In any case, if the multiverse concept with the various villains didn't work out, we could be seeing Tom Holland's Spidey fighting Kraven the Hunter instead. Recently, speaking with Collider, the Spider-Man No Way Home cast revealed that the original idea director John Watts had in mind was to bring in Kraven to serve as the main villain. Tom Holland says he was impressed with the pitch Watts had in mind for the Spidey versus Kraven movie, but he didn't want to spoil it in case that movie ends up happening down the line. For a long time, there was going to be a Kraven movie that was going to be the third movie because things weren't working out and all sorts of different stuff. John pitched me this Kraven movie, which actually was really cool. I don't want to talk about it in case that movie ends up happening down the line, but it was fun. There's a Kraven the Hunter movie currently in development. Aaron Taylor Johnson was cast to play the character in a Sony movie, sharing its universe with Venom and Morbius. It was also previously reported that J.C. Chandor would direct, using a screenplay by Art Markham and Matt Holloway, rewriting a prior draft by Richard Wink. The set release date for that project is January the 13th, 2023. It's not clear if and how this movie will affect Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies in the MCU, though it was recently reported that Holland will be returning in a new planned trilogy of Spider-Man movies. So let me throw something at you guys real quick. All right, what if we get in this new Spider-Man movie? Of course, it's going to have his prior villains from the multiverse in it, right? What if, like, the agreement that Sony and Disney came up with, it's like, okay, do Venom, do Morbius, do Kraven, and then do a couple of more movies. And then after, like, if we give Spider-Man another trilogy, by the time the third film of that other trilogy comes out, Sony will have 5 to 6, and they just do the same shit again. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't know if they would ever do that, but how funny is that idea, though? You know?
Well, I think they said they do have a plan to do another trilogy. They'd like to, so.
Yeah. So, I mean, they could definitely do, and that would be fucking insane. It's like you're bringing the past Spider-Man villains. Now we're going to fucking fight against all of the current fucking Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like, what? No way, bro.
You know, since we're talking about Spider-Man, I mean, is everybody going to go watch Spider-Man in the theater? I feel like I have to.
I'm going to try my damnedest.
Yeah, I feel like I have to go watch it in the theater. I feel like if I don't, I'm going to miss out here big time.
Yeah. Well,
like after some of the reviews, and the people have kept them short, sweet, and just been like, yo, it's fucking, just watch it. Like,
it's one of the best movies ever made, you know? Like that kind of shit.
Because I plan on
going. Yeah. I plan on going possibly Sunday. I've already had people reach out, you know. I think Alina said something to Marina about going and watching it on Sunday. My brother said he wanted to go watch it Thursday night. And I'm like, I'm not going to a midnight showing and then going to work the next day. That's just not going to happen, you
well,
know?
dude, and as soon as you leave there, you're going to be pumped.
I
You
know.
just
I'll
go
be
home and go
awake.
to bed. You'll be all wound
Oh,
up, dude.
dude. I'm going to be putting my fucking Spider-Man pajamas
Yeah,
on
dude, chain
and
vaping.
fucking
Just
shooting ropes. You know what I'm saying?
there's no way.
No, not at all. But I am definitely going to go and try to watch that.
Dude, on Rotten Tomatoes, it's 99%.
Holy God.
Google reviews, 96.
Whoa.
Because it has released in the UK.
Yeah.
People have seen it.
Right.
I like that no spoiler campaign they did.
Yeah, I do too.
That was cool. They were like, please don't ruin this for people.
Yeah.
Because they never give a fuck about that.
No. But here.
Well, dude, I think there's a lot of spoilers. Like, it's
a lot of shit
like there's
happening.
going to be shit in the movie that we had no idea was going to be in it. And we see it, like, what? You know?
Yeah, I know, right? Mouth breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try to go see it, man. I
Yeah,
just don't
for
want to
sure.
miss out on viewing it on the big screen.
Yeah.
And that regret, you know how it is, dude. You finally get around to seeing it, and you're like, man, I should have went and watched this.
Yeah, I had the money, didn't have anything
time.
going on. Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm legit thinking about it as well. Like, if it doesn't happen Saturday night, it's definitely going to happen on Sunday. I mean, it's got to. So, last up here, and this is fucking weird as fuck.
I was hoping we would talk about this.
Yeah. So, Trav, they canceled Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, I know.
Says here, so they have been working on this since 2017.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been in development for what, 5 years? 4 years, however long. It says it looks like all those high hopes were for naught. According to the Hollywood Reporter, Netflix has canceled Cowboy Bebop just a few weeks after its November the 19th premiere. The show starred John Cho, Mustafa Shakir, and Daniela Pineda. All bounty hunters. Says the show's first season ends with setup for a new extinct second season. Anytime a big budget streaming series features a recognizable IP is canceled, it is bound to generate postmortems across the internet trying to figure out what happened and what it all means. In the case of Cowboy Bebop, however, the culprits seem to be two usual suspects one would expect: quality and budget. Simply put, Cowboy Bebop wasn't particularly well received. The show's Rotten Tomatoes score is 46% among critics and 55% among audiences. An RT score is never an ironclad metric for objective quality, but it's an excellent jumping off point when assessing whether a TV or movie is working or not. Meanwhile, here at Den of Geek, we found the show to be generally unsuccessful, with Joe Matar writing, "It only makes sense to compare a remake to the original, but if I try to separate it anyway and assess this on its own, it would still be a tonally confused, low quality show. This is a Netflix chaff. This is some kind of series they shovel into the web en masse that quickly and quietly disappears into the folds of their impossibly vast show catalog. Unfortunately, it's Netflix chaff that happens to share its title with one of the best anime series ever made. Perhaps due to a lack of quality, Cowboy Bebop ultimately didn't find a big enough audience to justify its continued existence and cost it at Netflix. Details on Cowboy Bebop's budget are not publicly available yet, but the need for CGI spaceships, elaborate sets, and complicated fight choreography certainly makes it more expensive than a traditional Netflix drama. For comparison's sake, Altered Carbon reportedly cost $7 million per episode.
Ooh.
Cowboy Bebop was likely around that number as well.
Damn.
Though it may not always feel like it, we're still relatively early on in the streaming era. When Netflix marketing team decided that one of its series is worth an aggressive pitch to the public, The failure of that series can seem particularly shocking, but despite an increase in budgets and ambitions, even the streaming world often operates just like traditional TV world of yore. All the ambition and money in the world means nothing if the public isn't vibing with your show. If nothing else is worth it for the blooper reel of Ian wandering into and ruining shots.
Numbers
So
were that bad, huh?
I mean,
I have
Had to be
when
pretty
it was
bad, dude, for him to pull the plug that quick.
so here's the deal. How I enjoyed what I got,
yeah.
And you wanted more.
and I didn't mind it, not at all. But while I watched it, I was never lost on the idea that I'm like, man, people are gonna hate they did this, or man, they really probably are hating that
Well,
it's not doing that. And like, I
something you
was
pointed
aware
out to me,
that,
dude, was that character that they held out for until the end.
yeah,
That would have been coming in with the new season, and now you're just not gonna get that. That's just
yeah, they kind of they took the plot and the story and the way they did the show, and they made one arc more front and center than others, where there was just a lot of shit going on in the show, in the original anime at least.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's one of those things I'm not surprised. But as far as my personal opinion, I didn't have an outcry fanboy thing at the stuff that was different. Like, in a way, some of it made sense. But to me, the reason why I was like, man, my reasoning for why it got canceled was because they do cover the main overarching story in the first season. Like, that's literally the plot.
Right.
And the stuff that they could build up to in the next season and all that stuff, I just don't see how that could last another 10 episodes.
so they kind of blew
Like
their load already.
like this show, like yeah, you're right. They finished the main story and just left out a lot of the side stuff. And I mean, I'm glad that season 1 at least covers a plot,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, it only ends on a cliffhanger in the sense that, like, hey, there's going to be another season. But now that season's gone, the show is adapted without, like, one of the main supporting characters is not in the show up until literally like the last 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes. Like, the last 2 minutes of screen time is her.
Right. Well, let me ask you this, Trav, because I watched some of the anime, but I didn't watch it like consistently. I haven't watched all of it or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how the anime ends, right?
Mhm.
But with that being said, could they have done something, and would it made more sense to do something where it picks up with the end of the series?
I mean, not really. I mean, all right, where the series ends, Spock's story is done.
Right.
If I'm recalling it right, like Spock's story, his whole background, John, like that whole stuff is gone.
Right.
If they had went with another season, they would have to have picked up and elaborated more on like Faye's story.
Right.
Faye and Ed, and I just don't think they could have carried the show another season or two.
Right. Makes sense. I mean, it's hard, man. It's hard to it's hard to do comic book or not comic book. It's hard to do video game, properties right. It's hard to do anime properties correctly, it seems. And I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. I'm not saying that they can't do them. I'm just saying that like it's just hard for them to do it.
And I
So,
mean, and honestly, they would have had to have just pulled a lot of stuff out of their ass.
yeah.
Just slap
Like they
something
would have,
together.
Well, like the whole season would have had to have been about Ed, or and because the whole thing is that little girl with the glasses and shit, or boy, or I don't know what. I'm not trying to step on any fucking toes
Yeah,
with
be
this
careful.
shit, but they could have had 3 to 4 more. Hell, just made it a 15 episode run
Then been
and
done.
told the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
Because like I said, they really honed in on uh the main character and his big rival and all that shit. And the show ends in a way the same way it does in the anime.
So, well, dude, like, what they gotta realize too, man, is like anime fans, dude, they're on a
Picky.
whole nother level of
Well,
fandom.
hey, anime fans don't want the shit in live action anyway. It's why they're watching anime.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
that's the thing
truth be
is,
told,
they already got it. How many seasons do they have the anime?
the anime is just a 26 issue run, dude.
Okay.
Just a one and done. Like there's not like box cases and box cases of it. Like you can go buy the full run of it at Walmart right now and probably watch it all within a day. Like you could binge it in a day. It'd be
Right.
the fucking thing you did, but it could be done.
Well, it sounds
That's
to me
it's
like
so
that's the move.
yeah,
Just watch
right.
the
And
anime.
it's so weird that like if they were able to add just a couple of more episodes to the live action series to finish everything out, why they didn't just go that route with it. And I
You
guess
know,
that in
stretch it
their mind,
out. Like,
well, I guess in their mind that like this is going to be a banger, it's going to
yeah,
blow up, people are going to love it, and we're going to have to create new story arcs and all this kind of
That's
stuff.
exactly, you nailed it right
yeah.
on the head there, Griffin. They were setting it up so that they could start adding whatever the fuck they wanted to the
Oh,
universe.
Yeah.
Which
probably
I
wasn't
mean,
gonna go over
it's kind
well.
of it's probably a sign from the heavens because the original writer of Cowboy Bebop has actually passed away recently, like the past week.
Right.
Oh, it was so bad that no, I'm
Jesus.
joking.
Those jokes were there. You'll find those
Yeah,
memes, dude.
I'm just kidding.
But
Dang.
Well,
like so, you know, it's it's one of those things where it's surprising that it's canceled because of just the amount of pushing we got from it leading up to its release.
Oh, there was
yeah.
yeah, dude.
And they just straight dusted this shit like they snapped the gauntlet on it, you
Well, and
know?
there was a lot
Yeah.
of tweets from one of the writers that worked on it that shit was just getting weird.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised they weren't mentioned there, but I can
Yeah.
see why.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to dig that up, they can. I'm not gonna go there, but
Well, and here's my thing with the whole thing too. It's like if you're gonna tell the entire story or the entire saga of what Cowboy Bebop is with the idea that you're gonna expand on it in your own way, then why not? And if you're gonna use like the outline of what that series was, then why not adapt the full fucking series in
yeah,
that first season? And if it fails, at least you get everything in
yeah.
live action form. And then if it does well, then you can go back and add to it and expand and do different things with those characters, this, that, and the other. Like that's my thing on it. Like if they were going, and I know this will never happen or whatever, but if they're like, all right, we're gonna adapt Akira, right? And
Yeah.
it's gonna be a live action version of Akira. We're gonna cover everything that happens. Not everything that happens, of course, in the manga because that's a lot. But we're gonna cover, pretty much everything that was covered in the movie, right? The animated film, the anime.
Yeah.
So, and then we're gonna expand on that with some of these other characters after the fact. Tell us the fucking story of what
Yeah.
happens to fucking Tetsuo and Kaneda and let that be the resolution of the series. And then, you know what I mean? And
Well,
then if it does well,
here's the thing. Akira is so good, not only in terms of story, but whenever they go to make the live action version, I mean, the movie itself, the movie storyboards its fucking self because there
Mhm.
are shots and angles used in the anime that if like that would translate perfectly and beautifully in live adaptation.
Yes.
Like the shot of like the faraway shot where you see Tetsuo walking and you see where it's when he fucking grabs the red fabric and makes his cape.
Yeah, yeah,
That shot of him walking, man, through all that fucking rubble,
yeah,
and then he just grabs it, does it like they've got to do that.
yeah,
Like they've got to do every fucking bike sequence exactly like it was in the anime. Like whenever, especially when Kaneda is fucking on that bike, more or less doing the equivalent of when you're at like the circus or at uh like a monster truck rally and they'll put the dirt bikes in the sphere and they're just fucking
yeah,
hauling ass and stuff. Like they gotta have that fight going on like that shit with Canada and that fucking gun going around fighting him while fucking Tetsuo's starting to morph and nope the fuck out of reality.
yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm sure that something, and it seems like Cowboy Bebop was kind of the perfect thing to do that with, since it's such a short animated series.
And
Like,
I mean, to me, people were talking shit about the design for it. Personally, I thought the aesthetic and the way the set design was perfectly fine.
yeah,
Uh, I do. It does make me worried, but not too worried because the big property that I'm waiting on, man, is Gundam, and I don't I don't want it to be too. I want it to have color, if that's the best way to put it. Uh, do not apply the Zack Snyder filter to fucking Gundam, please, please don't.
yeah,
Like, give me all the shots and everything and all the wide angles and all of that, but like, don't be afraid to let the color of these fucking mechs pop. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And yeah, so I'm still nervous. I'm still keeping my expectations low on it, but at the same time, um, Gundam seems to have the only production company that seems like, yo, we're about to make some crazy cool shit.
yeah,
Because if they even, I mean, because Kong Skull Island, it had good color and layout.
yeah,
Like it really it shot the whole runtime. It goes through the spectrum. Like it's not just that fucking dull ass orange that's attributed to it in its covers. Like, and they, the whole thing too, which makes me excited, is that they're able to that, and I think it's industrial light and magic. Something I've noticed here recently in a lot of these big CGI fest films is we're slowly getting better at making CGI look good in the daylight, in day shots.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And like Gundam requires that. Like it can't just be a fucking night shot like Pacific Rim all the time.
right.
And yeah, I don't mean to sit and just get babble on about it. I'm hyped for it, but I'm trying not to let myself. I'm not trying to. I'm trying not to set myself up for disappointment.
Yeah, I understand, man.
Well, I tell you what we have to do now is we have to give Netflix the coveted pulled plug award
Yeah,
for the
Yes.
fastest. Three
yeah, the
weeks, y'all.
fastest.
3 weeks, not
Yeah,
even a month.
yeah.
They
No,
got 3 weeks
dude.
in the comments and was like, "We're not making any more of this shit."
We're
uh,
done.
it
That
gets
has to be the
no.
fastest.
It can't even get anything gold, man. Instead, it gets
It's just an
it gets
extension
the
cord that's been pulled out of the
it
wall.
will. We give
So
it a we give it an empty socket certificate.
yeah,
Empty
3 weeks.
Thanks. I mean, that was quick as fuck
Yeah,
though,
dude.
and
Well, they knew.
it's it's a
when
blow
they
to
went
the gut
online.
that it is something like Cowboy
Like,
Bebop because
I
I
just
mean,
made the
man,
mistake of reading the comments under that article, and they were just people arguing.
they
Really?
could. Well, they've fucked up Ghost in the Shell. They fucked up Cowboy Bebop. Because even what I like, the stuff they fucked up, I will absolutely admit, yeah, they fucked that. Like they really did. Like holding out on Ed until the very end. I'll just go ahead and put it like holding out on that shit, man. That was a mistake.
And you'll never get to see him.
And I mean,
All that for
Netflix
nothing.
Netflix needs to get out of the anime business. They really do. They need to just host the anime from Crunchyroll and all the other websites and just
Yeah,
aggregate
just
the
put the
shit.
anime on your goddamn
Now,
platform, dude. People will
now,
watch it.
but here's the now I will say this: their actual anime companies, the people who get the deals, kind of like the directors to do a movie and they release it on that. That shit's popping. Like there's just as much original Netflix anime content as there is stuff that's already been around that they just have the rights to stream it.
Mhm.
And you know that it's just crazy that they're able to get some of these companies that are doing really good popular stories, but they haven't found the special sauce to bring it into the live action.
Yeah.
Because you would think as much access and as many rights that they have in their portfolio, you would think Netflix would, you know, they'd be able to do it. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe it takes a company not like Netflix to make these versions of this stuff and figuring out what it does take, how to do it right, how to capture the nuance of anime. Because that's the thing, and it's something that I constantly hear when it comes to adaptation versus original, material debate with these types of properties. And it's true. It's that there's a lot of nuance in anime and it's that nuance that makes it different from an episode of Doug or Rugrats or fucking Western animation.
Yeah.
They'll apply the same filmmaking techniques to their animation that we don't fucking give like Western animation the time of day for. Like they'll animate a shot that's the equivalent to having your camera on a helicopter or like a cherry picker truck, whatever, and you got a sweeping shot that's just coming down through the trees to level onto the street, or the way two characters will talk and they'll get close-ups and shit just like you would if you were filming two real people. Like all that gets applied to that art form, coupled with the writing and all of that as well. And it's just so many extra layers that's added to it than what people I think give it credit for. Like it's stuff that people don't necessarily think about. They're like, "Oh, this is a cartoon just like you would watch on Nickelodeon. It's just made in Japan." And that is absolutely not the case, especially case in point Akira.
Yeah. Right.
Um, so, and I
Yeah.
think it's just gonna take constantly making these films and or series and just taking the risk, because the risk is how we're gonna find out how to do it right.
Yeah.
Because now someone has probably watched that adaptation of Cowboy Bebop, or God forbid, Full Metal Alchemist, or even the fucking the 1 billionth of adaptation of Death Note, and eventually someone's gonna like be able to crack the code and be like, "No, here's how we're gonna do it," and they fucking nail it. Some Feige or Watiti is gonna come along and be able to actually do it right.
Yeah. We'll get there. Speaking of getting there, y'all want to check out some trailers?
We
Uh,
got Sonic the Hedgehog 2 came out
absolutely.
of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like they
I'm
just
excited.
announced that Idris Elba was playing
Yeah.
Knuckles, and then here we get a trailer.
All right, before we watch the trailer, let's take a gamble here.
Okay.
Do you think that Idris Elba is gonna put a voice on, or do you think he's gonna use his natural voice?
There's a lot of good Knuckles comments.
He's
People are
like,
excited about this Knuckles.
"What is this blue fella eating it?"
This guy's like, he's fucking restored Knuckles' rep is back to his former glory. Like,
Oh
okay,
shit! I didn't know he had a
video
bad
game
rep,
character,
dude.
but all right.
Yeah, fuck.
All right,
Okay.
let's lay it on here.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Seattle.
I don't think they want to be there right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean,
So he's trying the whole hero thing.
oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, the emerald.
Chaos Emeralds? Fuck yeah.
I'm here to get in the way.
See, secret sauce. These people found the secret sauce for these beloved video game characters. Like this works, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it looks like a good family adventure movie.
Is Knuckles going to be the bad guy? Mm-hmm. Yep. Fuck yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean, like I said, dude, it looks like a solid family. This is gonna be a good family franchise, and I hope Mario is taking notes.
Yeah. I
Because
mean, the internet took a lot of notes, but
well, I mean, well, I'm just saying, like, this is such a good, good example of a filmmaker making something, dishing out an hors d'oeuvre for the internet. The internet spits it the fuck out and goes no, and then he goes back, fixes it a little more, and we're like, yes.
yeah. Can I have some more, please?
Like, I honestly think when that first Mario trailer drops, if people are like, fuck this, they need to fix it just like they did with Sonic. Take the extra months, let it sit in the oven a little longer, and then make it work. Because, like I said, stuff like Mario, Sonic, man, that stuff does not need to be overly dark. It doesn't need to be, some serious fest. Uh, just make it a good adventure family film, and that looks like the avenue they've went with this Sonic franchise, and like I feel like it's working for it.
Oh yeah, for sure. It comes out in April, man. It's not that far away. I'm excited. They got on that quick, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you got the save file on your computer already, why move it?
I mean, you right. You right. All right, The Hand of God. This is a
Oh man,
Netflix.
some Netflix pretentious.
Well, this is Italy's submission for international feature film for the Academy Awards. What it is.
Okay. All right.
Heard that.
Yeah.
Shut up and pay respect, Travis. Heard.
All right.
Let's fucking do
3, 2, 1, play.
it.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of interested, to be honest.
I mean, it looks like probably the most. Well, I don't know, like the most goddamn drama, fucking sitting, staring, acting film of the year, probably.
Factor.
Well, I mean, it looks like it's probably gonna have some really fucking good dialogue.
Yeah. Good shots.
It seems to be about the grieving process. It's like homeboy loses a relative, and it kind of numbs him.
Hell yeah.
That's got Sam Rockwell.
It does. I didn't even
Yeah.
see that. Aquafina, of course.
The bad guys.
Let's fucking do it,
Almost
man.
pulled it
Animate.
off. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Mhm.
I'm kind of digging this animation style.
Yeah, me too.
Where's the good boy?
Is that Richard Is that Richard Ayoade? That's the gerbil?
Maybe.
Or Iowati, I guess. I think that's his name.
I don't know. I'd have to hear him talk again.
Yeah, that's him. Mark Maron's playing the snake.
I mean, what a cast.
Yeah. Let's see. God, I don't want to fucking do that. So let me get it pulled back up here. Craig Robinson was the shark. Anthony Ramos is the piranha. Aquafina, of course, is tarantula. Richard Ayoade as Professor Marmalade, an arrogant guinea pig. I don't recognize any of those other names. Zazie Beetz is Diane Foxington, a fox. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with it.
The unbearable weight of massive talent.
Yeah, this has got fucking
Pick the right guy.
Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal in it. So let's see. Neil Patrick Harris, Tiffany Haddish. All right.
Ready with y'all.
3, 2, 1, play. Oh. Playing Nick Cage. This is going to be great. Mhm.
It's like his version of My Name is Bruce.
You're talking to him. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. It's his biggest fan. Mhm. Mhm. Right. That looks
I
awesome.
mean,
We've got to pod that, dude.
yeah, I'm down. It looks like
It's so goofy, man. He's playing himself.
it looks absurd. I love it.
This might be the most underacting we've ever seen
Yeah, he's just
Nicolas
playing
Cage
himself.
do. Yeah.
Could be
That's
his best
awesome.
role yet.
Yeah, right. What if they just start casting him as himself? Like they see how good he is in this. Like if we just tell him he's playing Nicolas Cage,
Yeah.
he won't take it to the next level.
He's like, I'm Javi. He bows. Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, dude,
Did you
we
see-
know.
Look at all the fucking
Yeah.
rings he had on. I'm like, one of those
He's like,
guys.
it's
you know?
grotesque. I'll give you 20,000.
All right, we got another Fantastic Beasts The Secrets of Dumbledore. Wasn't he gay?
I think so.
Is that his secret?
You might have more secrets.
Well, let's
Him
find
and Hagrid
out.
in the Love Shack. All right, let's go.
Love Shack, baby.
3, 2, 1, play. What is that? What was that?
Xena scratching.
Damn. It sounded like a washing machine bouncing across the room. Uh-huh. Rock lobster. There's going to be a big one. Yeah.
The sound's off on mine.
Yeah, same.
Well, they just took Harry Potter and just ran with it, didn't they? Yeah, that sound is fucked up bad.
Yeah, right.
And that's the Warner Brothers. It's like re-upload it.
Yeah, for real. They're fucking getting big with it, ain't they?
Mm-hmm.
You know it's big whenever Mad Mikkelsen's involved.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he's replacing Johnny Depp's character
Yeah.
from the previous one, I think. I remember that being in a headline.
Yeah. Because Johnny Depp was being abused.
He's being a bad boy.
All right. The Kingsman final trailer. I want to see this too.
Oh, yeah.
For real.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So I'm ready for it.
3, 2, 1, play.
I've really enjoyed this franchise's mixed up of music.
Yeah.
Let's go. That were mother, father, gentlemen. I liked that they went back.
Yeah.
That's like a silly ghost town. Yeah,
I mean, it looks
Spider-Man.
ridiculous. Like,
Spider-Man
I'm down.
Rush that in the box office, dude.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Not a good time to put that out, but
I'd be like, can we fucking delay it?
Yeah, till next Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Right. All right, we've got a international Batman trailer here.
I think I saw some of this was the Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah. You finally
Dirty
get to
news.
hear dude talk. What's his name?
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dano. Oh yeah. Y'all
It's
ready?
like, yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play. Yeah. Ooh.
Is that what he sounds like?
Mm-mm. His voice does sound cool though. Mm. He's about to Joker the shit out of this dude. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You'll be the first to find out, you know? Mm. Mm. Notice they don't do the song kind of change in it on
Yeah.
this one. You didn't get shit. Oh.
Oh, I can't fucking wait for that shit to come out. It looks so good.
Looks good. Looks good.
I saw this trailer had Bill Murray in it, so of course, you know, Bill Murray.
I know I saw Dave Franco
So
and I'm like, oh yeah, different Franco.
yeah, yeah, right. But yeah,
Ooh.
let's fucking do it.
Oh, wait till you see what it says when you. All right.
Oh no, I've already
Yeah.
got a pull. Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Roku's making movies now? He got canceled. Mm.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
shit, dude.
Okay.
Taco Bell. Mm-hmm. God damn.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Gross. Mhm. Got a ponytail. I mean, yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
December 10th. I mean, I kind of want to check
Yeah,
that
I'm
out.
checking it out. That's happening. Is this the chick from Squid Game?
It looks like it.
That's actually from Shang-Chi.
Yeah, let's see here. Do a quick Google search.
It is the chick from Shang-Chi.
Okay. All right.
Was it the aunt?
Yeah.
Did she play the mom? I don't know. Aunt, maybe. Little googly eye on the forehead. Open your third eye.
Well, this is A24, so you know. But I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh
You
shit.
didn't even mention her. What? Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in.
Which is interesting. She's already done this role before.
Yeah.
Huh.
Done that before.
I love how wacky this is.
Hell yeah.
Holy
So she did
shit.
she had a similar arc, not as obviously elaborate as this movie is going to be, but before she was in Shang-Chi, she's actually a supporting cast member of Star Trek Discovery. Um, the first couple of seasons dealt with her dealing with like it's really strange, but it deals with her from another universe and all this kind of stuff. Something similar to this, where
Yeah.
some shit they shouldn't have done goes down, and she's the character that's like, oh, I'm the one from this universe and blah blah blah. So, but that looks fucking cool.
It looks really good, man.
Yeah, it looks like they're really going for it with it. So
Yeah. And it's A24. You know it's gonna be weird as fuck.
Home team.
Yeah, this got Kevin James and Rob Schneider in it. Ooh.
And dirty dirt.
I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. I'm guessing this is college football.
The Saints.
They're gonna get fired and downgraded to college. Mm-hmm. Is Rob Schneider gonna be the "you can do it"?
Gotta be right.
I think it's Happy Madison movie. Mm-hmm.
Is this like our modern day Little Giants?
I think so.
Mm.
Oh God. All right.
Doing Gremlins next week.
Yeah, dude. Gremlins, man. And May. Let me ask y'all this. Like, if everybody goes and watches Spider-Man,
I mean, we have talked
how?
about it. If everybody watches it.
I mean, how? Yeah, how are we going to handle this situation?
I mean, once we all see Spider-Man, I don't give a fuck what movie's on the roster. It's getting bumped.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna go try to watch it. I don't know about opening week.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it'll be playing here opening week, but I'm definitely gonna try to see
I'll
it.
try to be there as soon as I can. I'm getting it. Yeah.
So as soon as everybody watches it, we're gonna do it, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll gear up to watch Gremlins, which is good because I actually watched it not too long ago. Me and Marina watched it. It's one of her favorite movies.
Since I lived in Alabama.
So, but so we got Gremlins, we've got fucking Hawkeye, Dexter, and if I go watch Spider-Man, I'll come in with a single word review.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. I'm not even going to star it. I'm just going to give it a single word review.
I'll do the same. I might do a few words. Like I might be like, the check's in the mail. You know. You know what I mean?
Fucking no cap.